Podcasting, ho!
Ho! Welcome to episode 12 of Hardcore Casuals.
Hello, everybody. The Halloween edition.
Yes, the hardcore spooktacular.
Yes, spooktacular. I was hoping that would make it in.
Spooktacular.
Oh,
It's so spoopy.
It's spoopy.
So spoopy. Such spoop.
Well then,
Okay, well, that
please
I
come
don't
back,
know.
people. Please don't leave.
Please,
It won't be that spooky.
don't. I mean, I don't think it's spoopiness that would have sent them away at this point. Honestly.
If they're stuck around this long.
Did you say
not gonna be
poopiness?
spoopy that's going to scare them.
Oh.
I think they're more concerned about our sanity than our spoopiness.
At what point do we call people in to help these people?
Wheel.
Let's find out. Stay tuned.
It's too late. Save yourselves. Well, I hear that there's Jeopardy music up in here. Let me make sure I'm actually recording. Yes, I am. That's good.
It's a Jeopardy Wookiee.
Oh no, it's Jeopardy was just because Dan made it sound like a game show, and that's the quickest thing I could pick.
Oh, I was like, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm working on it. Let's start with our now.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
And we're back.
I quit. Hanging
You're not
it
allowed
up.
to quit.
Hanging it up. Let's start with our now playing. I have stuff that overlaps with every single one of you, and they're all different. How
what she
fabulous
said.
is that?
Uh-huh.
I don't know who to start with.
Ben, fresh off of his vacation, I think we should start with him.
Oh right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not a big list. I'm glad to be back. I've missed my soundboard and you guys, of course, but
But the soundboard more than us.
of course, clearly that's the just
At least we know where
near
we
my
start.
heart. So I've been wanting to get a Switch for a long time, and I finally, was going to go out, was going to have access to my PS4 and all that. So I was like, let's do this. I really want to play Stardew Valley. Not really. Yes, I did. So I've been playing the crap out of Stardew Valley, and I got to say, it's pretty awesome. It's just one of those addictive games that, even if it's not good, you just have to play it because the gameplay is pretty phenomenal.
But it is good.
Sims
What
do.
do you
No, I mean,
mean
no,
if it's not good?
sorry, I meant to say it is good. I'm just saying that for people like me, like 2 weeks ago, who are like, this looks kind of weird. No, I was wrong.
I told you on paper it doesn't sound.
Yeah.
I think you had an apology there from Ben.
That's
I was
legit.
wrong. I think that just settled everything.
I think it
Oh, I've
did.
apologized before. I'm not like,
Ben,
but yeah, I mean,
No.
it's,
Jen, did you record that so that anytime that Ben trolls you in the future, you just play that back at home and be like, it's just Ben being like, I'm sorry.
I was wrong.
It'll just be immortalized on the internet.
oh my
And
God,
soundboarded.
what have I done? But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a very different game than what I'm used to playing. You're taking care of a farm, but also getting acquainted with your fellow villagers or farmers, and I guess just villagers. But it's a really endearing game. And it's
Is it
one
a
of those
village or a town? Because I'm wondering if villager is appropriate, or are they townagers?
The townies.
Sorry, I'm just making
Smell like-
townagers happen now.
Smell like cabbage.
I
Small
need a-
hands.
I need a good transition. Hold on a sec. So yeah, but on that note, yeah, I've been really having fun with it and developing a relationship with Haley, who I'm going to marry in 3 days.
Oh, I can't stand
But,
that girl.
Aside from that,
Aw.
I've started up Mario Odyssey, which came out yesterday. No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I think. And that, I have to say, is one of the best games I've played this year, I think. Like, easily, an easy contender for Game of the Year. Because what I loved about, like, N64 and why I wanted to get the SNES Classic was because of Super Mario World. And just that whole, giant Mario universe in the game was what attracted me to this, and it's exactly what that is. It's like the spiritual successor of Mario 64, which is amazing.
Nice.
So
yeah, reviews have been pretty awesome, and it's like, well, now the catalog of the Switch is up to 2 games that I want to get.
Oh yeah,
for when I get one.
Zelda's on my next is eventually going to also be purchased. But yeah, I'm having so much fun with Mario. It's incredibly charming. It's fun. It's challenging. So yeah, really great ideas how they're presenting it.
You looking forward to get to the Zelda so you can get all up on that side on?
All that what?
What's the guy's
Prince Sidon? Oh
Prince
my god,
Sidon.
he is my favorite thing.
Side on this? No.
I think I missed something, but I am excited for that, Josh. Yes.
He is legitimately
I'm
my
just
favorite
glad
character
that
in that
Nintendo
game.
is like back now. Like that's
Yeah.
it's
Seriously.
hit after hit so far for the Switch, and they're still having trouble stocking in a lot of places. I mean, they were in trouble not all that long ago. So
Yeah, even
glad
with
that-
all that drama with the classics, but I mean
Yeah.
they're knocking it out of the park with the Switch.
yeah, good to see they're rebounding. Even though I never got a Wii U or anything like that, I did pick up a second 3DS and interest in the Switch eventually. So it's nice to see they're getting their groove back.
Oh, and isn't not Samus? Metroid's coming out, right? Is that one that's on the horizon?
Metroid
This point,
Oh, yeah.
tell me. Probably was
It's
going
gonna
to
be
get me to buy it.
Be still my heart.
I'm still playing the one on the 3DS and I haven't finished it. Oh no! Da, da, da. No, I'll stop.
We all had a
We've had
moment
that
where
enough
we
now.
It's gonna be
where
back,
we
guys.
mentally looked at Dan.
Da, 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 da.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of spoopy,
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been on the portable gaming trend here for the past few weeks or past few days. So, but it's been great. It's been a wonderful experience. It's gonna be weird to play the PS4 again, but
So I don't know how this all ties together. Just random thought, but I was scrolling through the interwebs today, and I saw an article that for some reason reminded me of some of you.
ooh,
It was one of those moments where talking about games that you could either hack or punch in cheat codes, and then it would basically like yell at you for the rest of the game about being a cheater.
that's awesome.
One of them was Undertale.
Really?
Apparently there's somewhere
Yeah.
in there where if you cheat a certain amount of times or to a certain extent, like your end game is just a screen, like a skull head thing telling you how much of a cheater you are.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can hack the game, at least on PC. I don't know if you can do it on PS4, but you can hack the game and it changes the ending. I don't know what I don't know what you hack the game to do.
I was gonna say, don't ever cheat on that game. That game is too precious to ruin that way.
And then what was the other one? The other one was Zelda, one of the Zelda games. If you there's some weapon or items
Oh, you
in
stole
one
from
of
the shop.
Yeah, if you stole from the shop, you could just run around the guy a couple times.
Called you thief
Yep.
for the rest of the game.
That's it. Your
Yep.
name was Thief in all caps.
That was
Yep.
my
That happened to me a few
personal
times.
my personal favorite Zelda game. That was the Wind Windfish.
Link's-
Damn it,
Link's Awakening, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm like I can think of the thing. The name just totally left me in mid
I
thought.
forgot about that. How did that?
I just had a good chuckle about that because it just interesting timing that popped into my feed today, and I was like, oh, there we go. That's a little podcast fodder for like jams.
Ah,
Well, and there was Animal Crossing too, where Nook would yell at you if you didn't save properly.
Yep. Oh, it was Rossetti. Rossetti would yell
Yeah,
at you.
Rossetti. Sorry. Yeah, of course, Mr. Rossetti.
oh,
Mix up.
I
And
think
that's
it's
coming out
interesting
on
that his
mobile
name
soon.
It's interesting his name was Rossetti because that was actually also in the same thing, talking about that apparently he jumped all over you saying that you couldn't just reset the game and fix it.
Yep.
Yep.
And I thought it was
Exactly.
funny that Rossetti wouldn't let you reset.
Yep.
oh, I got it. What game is that again? Have you guys
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some iteration of him in every single one of them. So it's like the Animal Crossing series.
Oh, Jen, I meant to ask you now that I'm really into Stardew Valley, and I was like the same way about Terraria. I think that's how you pronounce it. Are they similar or no?
Terraria?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind.
I could have answered you that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry,
I was
Dan,
just
I didn't
making
mean to
sure
offend
that
you.
I was just making sure that that's what you were really asking me. Like, really?
No, yeah.
No.
Because they have the similar art styles, and I was, they keep cropping up in the same discussion. So I was like, oh, maybe I should give it another chance. But
yeah,
okay,
it's not at all. It's more like Minecraft.
Oh, that's right. What about The Sims?
It is not.
Oh, boy.
No, Ben.
Sims
Ben.
do Valleycraft.
No. We are not returning to Simdu Valleycraft.
Well, now that I have played the game and I'm pretty not far into it, but really like addicted to it, I can fairly say that if The Sims came out like 10 years earlier than it did, it would be Stardew Valley.
Maybe. I don't think so, though. The Sims is more just a micromanagement of a single person.
How dare you? How dare you?
What do you mean? Moving on.
Yep, good call.
Wait. We need the proper transition music. All right. Moving on.
Where did you go to vacation, Ben?
What's that?
Where did you go to vacation? Was there
Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the south of the border, Ron? I didn't know if there was a...
It's pretty south. It's near Texas, which is near Mexico. Which is near...
It's near Texas, which is near Mexico.
Just checking. Just want to make sure all was good.
You could drive for another 12 hours and get to Mexico from there. I mean...
Oh, God, I'm sick of driving.
Geographically, it's, close.
If you want to look on the cosmic scale, like if you're looking at the universe, man, they're right next to each other.
It's like I'm closer to Mexico than Alaska.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm making Dan go next.
Well, I don't have all that much to say. I've just been totally monopolized by Warframe since last week. It's it's hooking me pretty deep right now. It's scratching the looter itch that Destiny 2 isn't doing as much with what they changed in there. Like, now that the random drops are gone, now that we're all 305, that we've completed the raid, like it feels like we're kind of waiting for more to happen. Which is no fault of Destiny 2 in itself. It's just I was tempted by Warframe by a few friends, and now it seems like everyone's interested at the same time too. So I'm all in.
I'm really hoping. Now, for me, it was a little different because I came in late to the game. I didn't get into Destiny until after the Taken King had already dropped. Mm-hmm. So I had a lot to catch up on. I had all of vanilla Destiny to catch up on. I had all of the House of Wolves stuff and all that. I had all the other Vex stuff and the Vault of Glass and all the other raid stuff to catch up on. And even at that point, Taken King into the Rise of Iron. So I had a lot of stuff to immediately catch up on for everybody else that was there. So I didn't kind of fall into the whole vanilla Destiny that everybody else did. Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping that what we're running into right now is what the equivalent vanilla Destiny was going to be, and that we're going to have a couple of good DLC moments where we can get more gear and more drops and have kind of more fun with it. But man, I'm telling you, I'm with you. We hit that point where we were excited to see the Prestige raid drop, and then we found out that you get nothing else from it other than
just bragging rights,
an emblem and a glowy headband for a week, and yeah,
I'm with you. It's and I'm cautiously optimistic too that it's going to go through a little bit of growing pains before it really picks up. And Bungie did post like their roadmap for what they're hoping to update and change and work on. So I'm optimistic too. I mean, they want to see the game succeed too, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not like they're just checking out once it's released and it's over. So
when is the Osiris DLC supposed to come out?
I don't know. That's the first expansion, but yeah.
I think it's December.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's not too far off.
No, it's far enough though that they really need something substantial in between.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I didn't want to get too hyped over Destiny 2 because I kind of saw this coming. Not something, not like I'm some kind of oracle foretelling the future, but I kind of felt that there was going to be the same kind of thing where we played for a few months like crazy, then it dies down, and we'll be playing stuff in between. So I'm okay with that because I kind of like set myself up to see it coming.
So Dan, according to your
Hashtag
oracle,
or
should I buy the DLC?
God.
What do you think, man?
I'm gonna wait. Like I didn't buy the season's pass, but I'll be getting it for sure because we'll all be playing it.
Right,
Oh.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I got the edition that I got came with it, so.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same here.
Because I knew those golden claws of destiny were gonna stick their talons in my wallet, so I was like, let me just head you off at the pass.
Just
little
go ahead
bit.
and handle that now.
I guess my biggest complaint about this whole situation is Destiny 1 had those growing pains that you were talking about and had this whole drama and this controversy of, content and story and everything. And they fixed a lot of things, but they are completely missing. Like they could be filling all these gaps by putting SRL in for a couple weeks or just having private PvP matches be a thing until Osiris comes out. That would totally alleviate a lot of the anxiety and stress that people are complaining about.
I don't know if you saw it, Ben. Like it got posted in the
Sorry.
Discord and it got posted, I think, in our Facebook or old Facebook group. But there was an article where Bungie is updating some of that stuff. So they're putting private PvP back in, but not until early 2018, I think is what they said. They're targeting.
Oh God.
Well,
it's and to go with what Ben's saying is why do we have to go through these growing pains on Destiny 2, whereas they supposedly learned from it in 1?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the frustrating part. Is okay, why are we fighting or kind of asking for them to put stuff in that we've been used to for for 2 years, 3 years now?
Right. So they should have learned. What we wanted.
Yeah. It's a tricky situation. I hope they pull out of it because I do love the game. It's just I love the first one too. It's just I hit a point in Destiny 1 where I was done because I was done grinding. I was done doing stuff that didn't feel rewarding. And right now I'm at that point with Destiny 2, so I don't want to burn out on it. So I'm letting it go for a bit.
It's funny because that moment came around and I looked at my soundboard and man, I wish I had an old school R&B. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. There whenever you started about grinding. But anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going. Continue, Dan.
I totally lost my train of thought now, but it was worth it.
Well, let me help you guys.
The official transition music of episode 12.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so I've barely played Destiny 2 this week. It's all been Warframe for me. But excited to see the stuff that Jen is going to talk about and excited to see that that she's into certain games I've been trying to get her to play for a while, and you guys have other new stuff that you're into as well. So I guess that's a good segue to force Jen to talk about what she's playing now.
Nope, I'm making Josh go first.
Okay.
Aw, right. Sheesh.
Veto.
Yikes.
I played a little bit of D2, just kind of filled in some time. Some folks were, of our group here were playing some D2, and I didn't want to feel left out, so I finally started my hunter. The worst of the classes.
Hey, now, them's fighting words.
I know you did not say that.
So anyway, but it's kind of the same. We're hitting that point where there's not as much content coming around. And again, I really hope this is the vanilla Destiny part of what we're looking at, and in the long run, we'll have all these fun things to get around. And looking at the roadmap, there's stuff that's coming out. It was just a lot of stuff that we had hype about that we kind of got a little let down on. I mean, they took out all of the level updates and things in the light level reason for having an Iron Banner. It was the whole thing it was about your light level and how strong you could be with your light level, and there was an advantage to that. And now we're looking at stuff where you're an Iron Banner and there's somebody who has a level 7. They're not at 20, they're at 7, and they're smoking people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's messed up. And it's funny because Bife is he made a whole video talking about how the entire point, the lore of Iron Banner, the only reason Saladin wants to do Crucible because he doesn't believe in that stuff is because he wants to train Guardians to be at their maximum power, to be ready to fight. And okay, well, let's just take that out now.
Yep. So, that was one of the things I was kind of turned off a little bit. I mean, it was fun for a few, but they're gonna go ahead and change up the thing, so it's not gonna be that token system where it was here before. And we'll see what comes around when they come around with the next season of it, which they haven't even said when that's gonna be. So, whatevs. But yeah,
Now, Josh, were you able to get your full Iron Banner set of armor?
Yeah, no, I got the full 10 rounds of updates. I got 0 armor.
Yeah, me too, man. I did like 7 of those packages, and I was like, I got like 3 of the same fusion rifle. I was like, what the hell, man?
I did get a bunch of different weapons. What was it? The last path or whatever it was. The one that auto rifle was in there.
Oh, okay, got
forward path.
That's right, the forward path. That's what it was.
That thing's a beast.
Yes, it is, and I've actually switched that over as like my primary weapon to use my primary weapon of love. But outside of that, I mean, some of the other weapons that came through, there really wasn't anything else to write home about. You know, so I kept that. I didn't get any of the armor set, so no pointy helmet or any of that stuff that we were poking around at Jen for not having horns because she was that worst class hunter. I mean, hunter. So none of that stuff, but with the with them talking about the prestige raid and really trying to do the prestige nightfalls and things like that, it's like it just seems like now it's just a grind, and there are certain things I can grind for, and if there were weapon updates, or if they had the old school Destiny where every weapon wasn't the same exact role and you were looking for a next tier level weapon or one of those that's good for you, it would be one thing. But the fact that every weapon has the same exact role, every armor has the same exact role, there's no big changes in any of that stuff. There's not really a reason to go and grind through and get some of the stuff. I mean, I guess I should grind through and finally get a Nameless Midnight that I still haven't even seen. I finally, just because Zer came around with it, got one of those sweet business things, and that was a shot in the dark. If it wasn't for him, who knows when I'd get that.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Dan for that. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
it's my pleasure.
But with the exception of those couple of things, it's like meh. So after all of the poking and prodding from Ben, I finally dusted off my copy of The Last of Us off of my shelf.
Yeah,
and I've been playing that all week. And
so good.
And what did we tell you? Were we right?
It is very good. It's good and bad at the same time. And I'll put it to you this way. It's good because I can sit down and play through the game and have a great time. Mm-hmm. It's bad because I want to interact with you guys and have a great time in the party chat. But whenever I get in there and everybody's doing something else and everybody's talking about this, that, whatever, and I can't hear what the hell's going on in the story, I'm like,
I feel you.
Screw all you guys. I'm going to jump out of this party so I can listen to what the hell's going on in the story.
Yeah, totally. It's one of those games where you need to play alone and can just focus on everything because it's so atmospheric. There's so much going on. Yeah. So
that's the only bad part about it. So I did get past. So Jen had the moment where I will back up and jokingly tell the story of the hunting lodges in Horizon Zero Dawn. Because Jen was having all these horrible moments about trying to do one of the hunting lodge things because she couldn't get one of the gold medals. And the first time I roamed in there, she's like, I can't do this. It's so tough. I jumped in there, first try, boom, 13 seconds out of the gate, done, gold medal. And she's like, screw you. I hate you. So she's like, whenever you get to this part of the story where there's the farmhouse and the sniper, I want to see if you can get through it because I can't get past it. Second try.
Nice. Is that the one you have to weave between cars and buildings and there's like
it's one of those. There's like a guy in a sniper spot that he's just taking shots at everybody that's out there, and you have to weave your way around some houses that are blown up in cars and things like that. And then once you take them out, you get to take over the sniper rifle and shoot off some stuff that's trying to come after the rest of your party.
That's awesome.
Good times.
I missed that game.
Yeah. I'm having a good time with it though. It's good. Like I said, it definitely, unfortunately, cuts down on the personable interaction with the rest of the folks.
Yeah.
But for the run of the story, fun times.
How are you enjoying the voice acting? Is it stellar?
I can get out of it.
I'm trying to be unbiased about here.
Well, what I can get out of it whenever I'm not trying to weave through the party and get through there.
Talking about Uranus and Neptune and all that farming.
Exactly. It's been good. You know, there's a couple times where I'm just like, I can tell this guy is supposed to be like the grizzly old whatever, but you know, and you know, it's good though. I'm liking the game. I'm liking some of the stuff that's going on. I've had a few moments where I kind of shake my head at like, you know, with the story, but we'll get there. But enjoyed it. Outside of that, really haven't got to play too much else of anything. My kids have been playing some stuff here and there, and I've just been kind of messing around with that. I downloaded it and haven't got to try it yet. I meant to try it, but my youngest daughter had some doctor visit crazy today that threw my plans completely out the window. So I did not get a chance to break into my free hour demo of the Fractured Butthole.
Oh,
yeah, totally forgot about that too.
I need to play that. Have you guys ever played the Stick of Truth or whatever it's called?
Yes.
I didn't. Watched a friend of mine play it for a good bit, and it definitely seemed like it would have been a fun game to have around.
Nice.
I watched a long play of it.
Yeah. But I did download that because apparently you get to play it for a full hour. And so I'm going to see what that's all about. I meant to do that today, but it was just one of those moments where, like I said, had to run my youngest daughter to the urgent care, or not the urgent care, but one of the little clinic spots to get checked out. And I'm sure that's one of those moments where you come back and you have to Lysol everything in the house. And
sorry to hear that.
Exactly.
I feel you, man.
If there's one scene you want to watch of the first one, so Stick of Truth, is see when you get to Canada. Being Canadian, that scene just had me dying.
Is there a Dan cameo there?
No. I don't want to spoil it. If anything, we'll post it in the show notes so you guys can take a look. It's just one of the funniest things ever.
So Dan, you're not going to tell us what it's all about?
No, I will not tell you what it's all about.
Hey.
Nope, not going to happen.
Great. Well, that's pretty much all that I've been playing. So, Jen. Jen. Hello.
I'm here.
Hello, Jen.
Stop playing Mario and talk to us.
Barely hanging.
Stop with your acid trip of Mario. And put down your cookie butter Oreo sex cookies and tell us about what you've been playing.
Shout out to Buddy for both of those things, I guess.
For sex cookie? What's that? I think I missed something while I was gone. Oh, hey now.
Oh, I don't think you missed out on that. So before Jen goes into this, as I'm sure will make things even greater, shout out to our other friend Brett, who was out and around. But he jumped into a party when we were playing Destiny, and he was talking about having these. They were either the cinnamon bun or the cookie butter. The cinnamon bun Oreos. And he said that he's like, these cookies are the equivalent of or better than sex. And so that set off all sorts of hilarious chat about sexual Oreos. And that's what they have ever been named from that point. Awesome. And then the conversation went from the cinnamon Oreos, or the cinnamon bun Oreos, to the cookie butter Oreos. And if you've never had cookie butter, I'm sorry for your soul.
Oh man, I don't think I have.
Yes.
Oh, find it and put it in your mouth.
Mm.
Yeah,
but
I'm doing it right now.
Fast forward to whatever night that was that Buddy was playing Crucible with us, and randomly, without any pre-context for him, sexual Oreos got mentioned. We had to stop.
Much like right now for Ben.
Yes. We had to stop and explain, okay, rewind. We'll explain what a sexual Oreo is. And then,
I'm intrigued.
Yes. Fast forward from there, he has finally located for himself some cookie butter Oreos.
Sex cookie. Nice.
Yes. Anyway. Sexual Oreos, people.
Sounds like a great time, guys. I'm sad I missed it.
You find those in Cooking Mama? Is that what you find those in?
What?
Yeah. There you go, crickets.
So double stuffed Oreos would be what then?
Big Oreos.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, so the Oreos aren't the sex cookies. The cookie butter is the sex cookie.
Yeah, it's like, have you had the peanut butter Oreos?
No.
those
Or the mint Oreos?
No.
No?
I mean, we had a
Amazing.
whole conversation about the good and bad points of different flavors of Oreos, which just makes
I
me
didn't know there were
realize
so many different flavors. That's amazing.
it just makes me
Yeah.
realize that I eat too many Oreos.
I was really excited and really saddened by the red velvet Oreos. So
Oh, I haven't had them. Are they bad?
Oh my god, that sounds
Nah.
amazing.
I am a big fan of red velvet cake. Pardon me. And then I was really excited for red velvet cake Oreos. And then really saddened by the fact that it really wasn't anything close to what I thought it should taste like.
Oh.
You can hear the disappointment in your voice. I feel like you're a broken man.
It was a saddening time.
Anyway,
If I could find it on my soundboard, I would play like the Incredible Hulk, like
I was going to say, yep. Those end credit theme.
End credit, yeah. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, Jen. Continue with your acid trip Mario. I mean, games that you've been playing.
okay, so all of the games that everyone has just mentioned, I am also playing.
Hey Ben, surprise! That music might be good for one of the things that Jen found in Acid Trip Mario.
Oh, that's right.
So they'll just rapid fire some of this. Stardew Valley, progressing nicely. I throw quartz at Sebastian every time I see him. He's up to 2 hearts.
Oh my gosh. That's intense.
I know.
And kind of sad, but at least you keep throwing rocks at him. That's good.
Sebastian!
You know, that's clearly the sign of love right there.
Dunk.
I like you. Let me throw a rock at you.
Yes.
Not just any rock. A pointy, very shiny rock.
Pointy, faceted, probably very painful rock.
Is it one of those moments where you're trying to like throw rocks at the windowsill, or like the window, to get him to come to the window, or was there just no window and you're just throwing rocks at his forehead?
I am literally throwing rocks at his forehead.
Yeah, she's throwing them as a token of her affection.
Yeah, they're
Love
gifts.
me.
Love me, damn you! Throw.
Luckily, you can only throw 2 at them a week, so he's still not suffering from permanent brain
The
damage.
bruises heal. The bruises
Maybe that's
have
why
time
the
to
hearts
heal
are
in
only at
between.
2, because he keeps getting dumbed down. It's like, oh, do I like this? Do I know you? Who are you?
Whenever you cause enough head trauma to make sure that he...
It's very caveman in nature. I just figure eventually he's going to pass out and I can drag him back to my cave.
But by his hair.
God.
Does he do the Cabal death sound as you pelt him with one in the forehead?
Oh, that would be amazing.
There you go. For anybody listening who's heard that mentioned before, you finally got to hear me do it.
Especially whenever you know that the rock has been effective.
Anyway, oh my god, this is the show of derailing. So it's fall, and I've planted all my crops, and I upgraded my watering cans, so, you know, life
You've
is good.
thrown
and
all
we're
your quartz.
throwing quartz at Sebastian. Life is good. So that's Stardew Valley. Warframe, I am nowhere near as into it as Dan is, but every time he's on, I make him take me somewhere for farming. I don't care where we go.
Man, you really like farming, huh? Stardew Valley?
I know.
Warframe?
See.
Hey-o!
Farming.
I see what you did there.
Burr, burr. So that's my Warframe. I have 2 frames building currently that are going to take another 2 or 3 days to get done. So in the meantime, whatever. Let's see. Last of Us, I am also replaying. I have not gotten...
Damn, you just got no free time because I know what else is on your list.
Oh yeah, you just...
I didn't know you started that one again too.
I did. I thought I told you that. Yep. I started that one again. That was pre other things happening. So it was kind of, anyway.
It was pre other things, but post sex Oreos.
I should not be comfortable with that thought, really, but no shame in my game.
Just gotta squeeze the 2 sides together enough so the cream runs out of the middle. Just...
Oh, I have no idea what's happening right now, but I want Oreos. That's all I know.
Oh, boy. I am not going to continue that thought, Josh, because I had additional commentary that I'm not going to make now.
And Oreos.
Oh my god. So, Last of Us, not up to the point where I got stuck before. I have confidence in myself that I can get past it this time, even though apparently I suck at life.
Damn it, Bill.
Damn it, Bill. Oh my god.
Bill!
I subjected...
Shout out to Magma right there.
Yes, shout out to Magma. But also, there is actually a character in Last of Us whose name is Bill, who also fucked with my life. So...
Oh, we're going to have to bring everybody up to speed on Bill, too. Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm not up to speed. I'd like to be up to speed.
Go for
Sorry.
it.
Shout out to Magma.
Do we want to do that now, or do you want to go ahead and finish, and then we can...
Oh, yeah, what's that one game that Dan was saying that you're also restarting that you don't have time to play?
Well, all of them. But...
Oh, well then.
Anyway, Last of Us. Yes, good. Next, I would like to talk for a moment about Crypt of the Necrodancer, which I've probably mentioned in Discord like 70 times in the past few days, because I am obsessed. It is... I've had it forever. I don't know if it was free on PSN at some point or if I bought it on a super cheap sale. I don't know. I've had it for a long time. Never really played it. I was listening to a video game music station on my Google Play the other day, and they hit me with a...
Shocker.
Shock. I thought you were talking about the Shocker. Okay.
No. But I said, oh wow, this music is actually really good. I should try this game. You know, because I have it, I might as well finally give it a shot. I can't believe I haven't been playing this for the entire time that I've had it. It's crazy because it is 100% right up my alley. So I don't even know really what it's officially called, but I'm going to call it a roguelike rhythm dungeon crawler.
Yeah, see, I knew about it. Like, if I knew one person I thought would be playing that, it's you.
Right?
Yep.
Oh my god.
When you say rhythm, are you talking about like Guitar Hero?
Yeah, kinda. It's music based.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so the dungeon, every time you go in, it's randomly generated.
Samba de Necromancer?
Something like that. But you move on beat with the music. And as you continue to hit the beat, you get a coin multiplier. So every time you kill something, then you get more coins for it. And there is a shop on every floor that you can go to and buy upgrades for your character. And the shopkeeper, the best thing about this game is the shopkeeper sings. So if you go into his little room, he starts singing along to the music. And it is fabulous. But every level has a different song. And I found out that if you get to the end of the song, it just boots you to the next level. Like, you're done. It doesn't matter, you're done. And I think it gives you I think it starts your multiplier over. I think that's the penalty if you actually get to the end of the song.
So you're defeating enemies while you're doing the song? Is that how it goes? Like, you're progressing through the level? Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, so you find treasure and items and weapons, and you kill enemies, and there's a boss on every floor.
Isn't there a game that you used to play, not used to play, but you were mentioning about like a Final Fantasy orchestra or something?
Oh, Theater Rhythm?
Yeah, is that similar?
No. Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Sort of, but no.
What about The Sims? Sorry. I just every time you like shoot me down when I try to make a clever comparison, I'm just going to bring up The Sims again.
We missed our troll. Jen did it though.
I wish you could see like the
spacey face.
No,
Full
it wasn't
face.
even. It wasn't even spacey face. This was almost a face palm, but like where you just kind of your eyebrow hits your palm and you're just like, ugh. As you just
Totally.
Yeah.
I missed you too, Jen.
Ben, you are such a challenge for me.
Challenge accepted.
But highly recommend Crypt of the Necrodancer if you have it or have ever had any remote interest in trying it. It is actually quite fun. I find it very meditative.
Oh,
I'll pick it up next time I see it because it's like on sale for often like $1 or $2 on PSN or on Steam. Like it's always there. It might even be there right now.
Totally worth it. It was on Sale of the Dead.
Okay.
So it might still be there for us. I don't know by the time the show gets out if that's going to still be a thing, but it's totally worth the money. It's a lot of fun. It has a very like. I tend to go, okay, just one more time, and then, an hour and a half later, I look up and I go, what day is it?
October.
Yeah. Oh my God. Where am I? So, recommend that.
When did it come out originally? Is it like a contemporary or kind of an old?
It's been a couple of years, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
But it's an indie, so like
2015, April 23rd, 2015.
Oh, okay, not that bad. Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely put it on my wish list.
Yeah,
sounds pretty cool.
I found out
that was different. Like that's nice. I like different.
It is different. So, I mean, it's got a similar concept to it to something as like a Binding of Isaac or a Spelunky or any of those where it like randomly generates and then you go as far as you can before you die. Like it's got that to it, but it's totally the gameplay is very unique. And
now the stuff that you buy from the shop, does it like make the gameplay like more fun or challenging or anything, or is it just more like cosmetic stuff?
No, it's so within each level, the upgrades that you get only apply to that run.
Oh, okay.
So you might get a weapon, or you might be able to pay money to open a chest right there or something like that. And that only applies to that run. But when you get back to the little like lobby, there are shopkeepers that sell permanent. That word, I almost messed that up really badly. Permanent upgrades, like a permanent health increase, or you can pay the one guy and he'll increase the options for things that might appear in the chests on each level, that kind of thing.
Cool.
But when I found out that you can have it randomize the remix of the music for every run, that's when I was like, I'm all in. I'm done. I am never leaving my house again.
Remix.
Yes, so good. He's much good. All right, I gotta stop talking about that. I've also been playing Mario Odyssey.
Acid Mario.
Yes.
Did you get your sombrero yet? Your poncho?
I totally bought the sombrero and the poncho.
Oh, sorry, sombrero. My bad.
The sombrero. I saw the little cowboy outfit in the shop too, and I was tempted by that, but I was like,
I'm totally rocking that one. It's pretty badass.
Sombrero has to come first.
I'm looking forward to screenshots.
It's adorable. It's really fun. It really is. It's really fun. It has all of the. It's like got all of the charm that a Mario game, ever has. And there's commotion outside. Oh. Sorry, I had a moment there. I just heard noises
you okay,
from outside. Jen? Like, yeah, I'm good. The door's locked.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
GTA wasted.
You don't normally hear things outside this apartment.
Can you give us your address so we can make sure you're okay?
No.
I don't get the joke, guys. Poor Jen's going to get doxxed because we're trying to help her out.
No. You shall never find me. But I really like the. Oh my god.
Speaking of derailing.
I am trying so hard to ignore him.
Hey, I was doing so well, and then you mentioned the sound. My ADHD just like, okay, there's a new thing to talk about now.
No.
In trouble.
If there is a fight outside that you have to like open up your window whenever somebody wins and be like,
oh man, I'm just imagining like a legit boxing match.
I don't think it's that kind of commotion. Although It would be greatly entertaining to me if it was, because I am that sort of person. Like, come on, you can take him! Hit him harder!
You just need a sandboard, Jen, for those fights. Finish him!
Yeah,
Like,
I have
get
that.
over here! Gosh. Oh my god. I don't even remember what my thought was. Mario Odyssey, it's good.
Yep.
Taking
Oh,
control.
no, you're talking about how it has the same charm as any Mario game, and then that's when you said,
Oh.
something going on.
Yes. So, I can't decide though, because I threw my hat at a chain chomp. And chain chomps are possibly my favorite thing ever. Other than bob-ombs. I like bob-ombs too. But
Oh, yeah, chain chomps are pretty cool.
yeah, I can't decide if it's creepy or adorable, because it gets the big Mario eyes and then the little mustache. And the hat. And it's like, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know how I feel about this.
The Mario T-Rex is definitely my favorite because it freaked my kids were just like going all over the place screaming
Oh, I'm sure.
with happiness and joy.
Yeah.
So is this one of these moments where like you throw the hat and then something else becomes Mario?
Yes, kind of.
And join your.
You become it.
Yeah, you possess it, right?
Yeah,
So-
like possess it.
So it's like.
Hello,
Oh my god.
it's me, Mario.
That's so good. Oh, so good.
Is that what you're saying? Is it like that?
Pretty much.
Yep, it's pretty
Let
much
me borrow
like
your
that.
brain.
The dinosaur was a lot of fun. I will admit.
Odyssey.
I have a big head and little arms.
And I'm just not sure how well this plan was thought out. I watched
that's
that
so
over
good.
the weekend. I love that movie.
Such a great movie. It's so underrated, but it's so good.
I love it. I love it.
I bet Dan hasn't seen it.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh my god.
And her list isn't over because
My list isn't over. This is the moment that Dan has been waiting for. So,
The bewitching hour.
Dun, da, da. Yes, well, that gave it away.
What are you talking about? There's no witch games out there.
Thank you, PlayStation Sale of the Dead, for finally forcing me to buy Witcher 3.
Yes.
By what?
I have been holding off on this game forever, knowing that literally everyone I've talked to about it who has played it says it's the best thing ever, and that I will love it, etc.
Because it is.
etc. It just
It is
never.
so damn good.
It just never looked that exciting to me, and Geralt as a character was not like, I don't know, he didn't seem.
He wasn't Gladius or whatever his name is.
He was not
Gladiolus,
Gladio.
yeah.
That is very
Or Gladio.
true. He's kind of close to Gladio, though. He's growing on me. I really
It's the
have
beard,
to.
isn't it?
I
The
really
beard's
have to.
growing on him,
No, that's
so it's
no,
growing
the
on you.
beard is growing on him. It is.
So- But you're playing as his character, so it is going to grow on you, isn't it?
Oh, well done, Jen. That was excellent. Oh, I gotta mute my mic so I can laugh.
You gotta mute your mic so you can laugh. It's like chocolate rain.
I'm glad you. I'm glad you like that.
I turn away from the mic to breathe. Chocolate rain.
I love it. Yeah, and then he has to caption it.
What
I'm
has,
stepping away from my microphone.
what has happened?
Damn it,
Going
Bill.
with the whole derailing theme.
I am sorry to whoever is listening to this shit show of a show right now.
It's all Jen's fault. She keeps saying funny things.
It's all
that
Bill's fault.
Derail me.
Damn it, Bill.
God damn it, Bill.
Who's Bill? Oh, that's right. Chris
We'll
is.
get there. Let me get through The Witcher, for the love of God.
4 hours later.
For the love of God. So I finally, it was $20 on sale with all of the DLC and all of the things, and it's all shiny and it had a bow on it. And I said, finally gonna pick this shit up. And it was funny because I was in a party with two Dans, actually. talking about this game. It's endorsed by 2 Dans. 2 Dans agree.
And me being one of them. There are 3 Dans in our circle, but yes, I'm one of the 2 Dans of approval.
That's
2 out of 3 Dans recommend this game.
And I think the 3rd one just doesn't know.
He hasn't been asked yet, but 2 out of 3 Dans.
That's right.
Oh man, Jen, you're on fire tonight.
We're at least at like a 67% Dan ratio, at least.
What is even happening anymore?
Man, Jen is just killing it. The jokes,
I'm
damn.
really glad that you're enjoying this. But it's funny because I looked it up and I looked up, Witcher 3 and the regular game.
You looked up the Dan approval level, or
Dan
just
approval
the game?
level. The regular game was $40, and I was like, oh, the sale must be over, and then somehow I landed on the one that actually has the DLC with it, and it's on sale for $20.
Oh wow, it's cheaper.
I was like, wait, what? Somebody pushed the wrong button, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So
That's awesome. Is it? So it's gone now. That sale, or is it still out there?
I think it's still out there. Again, it's
It was
the sale
Thursday
of the
or
day.
Friday when you picked it up, so it must still be there. They only usually change the sales on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was
one
on the
those
Sale
games
of the
I
Dead.
try to.
So, Sale of the Dead is a winner, apparently. But I did not start The Witcher until... Did I start it yesterday? Was it yesterday? It must have been yesterday. Because I think I played and then we played Warframe, I think. I don't
Sounds
know.
Oh my
right.
God, the suspense is killing me, Jen.
I don't know what day it is anymore.
What's your opinion? Out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
Oh, I can't.
Out of 5 Dans.
Out of 5 Dans. Exactly, I was just about to say
How
that.
many Dans?
3.5 Dans.
I rate this game
4 Dans?
4 Dans.
Oh, the Russian judge. 2 Dans.
2
Jeez.
Dans.
What's a 5 Dan game in your eyes, Jen?
Oh my god.
Witcher is a 5 Dan game to me, and I am a Dan.
I was
Oh,
kidding.
Sam, that's-
I'm not there yet.
Damn, Daniel.
I'm not there yet.
Dan.
I can't I can't Dan this game yet.
You know what is a 5 Dan game for her, right? The Sims.
I hate you so much.
Hey.
What did I miss? I missed something.
I hate you so much. All of you. I'm pretty sure I'm obligated to say that at least once during the show.
Damn it, Bill.
Bill.
But it's good. It is good. I was not sold on it at first.
And then
What about the what about it was turning you off?
Nothing specific. It just wasn't turning me on. It's not so much that it was turning me off. It just wasn't
Gotcha.
like pulling me in quite as much yet. But
No ice beam.
the dumbest, the
not enough
dumbest
shoulders.
thing. Oh my god! Actually,
What did Josh say? I missed it.
Said not enough shoulders.
So I didn't care for his appearance so much before I started playing, but like I said, he's growing on me.
Is there nudity in this game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I have
I didn't-
seen bare ass.
I remember seeing stuff about that. That's impressive.
bare ass
What about-
right off the bat.
It's
What
rated
about-
as
Oh, wow.
rated M.
What about the people? I mean, I understand the bears are naked.
No, the bears are fully clothed.
Josh, I hate you. Oh my god. I think the moment, and it's the stupidest thing ever, but it's like the moment today that finally got me. His fucking beard grows.
Yes, it does. And so does
Oh,
his
in
hair.
game, like
In
throughout
the game, his beard grows as you go along.
I think his hair does too. I might be wrong about that, but the
Oh, wow.
beard for sure.
It's
Oh,
a game I
maybe.
need to get into then.
What about the other hair? Well, I'm just curious because there's nudity and all.
That's in the DLC.
Oh, gotcha. Makes
That's
sense.
where she-
Better get
where
that
she was
season
talking
pass
about.
then.
So she was talking about a bare ass. I mean, it was literally just hair.
Oh, gotta hit that mute button again.
But if the
Chocolate rain.
but if the carpet matches the drapes, I mean, it's not really.
Oh god.
It's a throw rug.
Doesn't he? He has white hair, right?
He
Is
has
it because he's
white
old,
hair.
or just because he's different?
There's a lot of backstory, which I think if we go into it now, it's
Yeah,
we'll
let's-
just never get through the show.
Let's not do that. But
Yeah.
I did have a legit question for you, Jen. Did you play the other Witcher games
I
before?
did not. This
Okay,
is my
are
first.
you struggling with that? Like that's what I was worried about buying the game. It's like I never played the other ones. I'm probably not going to get this and not
Not
enjoy
at
it.
all. Not
Oh,
at
okay,
all.
cool.
Like there are probably some deeper things that I don't know that would have made more sense as to why he is the way he is, maybe. But it's not affecting my enjoyment of this game currently. Like it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Cool.
Yeah, and there is a lot of backstory, obviously, because it's based on a crap ton of books as well. But I'm sure you can find a recap video, much like our favorite Bife guy does for Destiny.
Oh, that's
like
true.
you'll find one that'll kind of sum up 1 and 2 for you to see where
Good idea.
the different the different allegiances, the different characters, because there's some that come back from the previous ones. So like the backstory helps, but like you're saying, it's not essential.
Yeah,
But
like,
I'll
I'm
see if I can
sure-
find one for you. Just
Yeah, good to know.
the story is just so great. I mean, if you haven't figured that out yet, you'll see that there's just so much material in there. Mm-hmm. It's just
Yeah, I'll definitely check out to see if it's still on sale tonight.
I'd say do it right now while we're talking because it's for $20. Like if you don't like it, I'll give you $20 for the mistake. It's no, honestly, like that was my game last year. Like I adored it.
Yeah, I remember your entire summer was playing that game pretty much, right?
Pretty much, yeah. The one thing I played during a Destiny lull that lasted several months.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of game. It has a very similar vibe to me. To
The Sims.
no, God damn it, Ben. To Dragon Age Inquisition, which is the only Dragon Age game I've played, so don't hate me. But
That's okay.
Where
That's, I can see why, because it's so open ended.
like I played that game for hours and hours and hours, and I just never progressed the story because I was wandering around and I was talking to people and I was doing side quests and
Well, then Witcher is perfect for you.
yeah, like that's what I'm afraid of. That's
But
why.
I'll just say that it's worth all the time you put into it. Mm-hmm. It's
so far-
everything about it is rewarding.
Yeah.
How's the DLC?
The DLC's phenomenal. I think I like the DLC even more than the main game itself.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, like honestly, there's not many games I would say are like top 10 of my life, but that's one of them.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but I can see how it could be
But
that
yeah,
way. and-
that's the thing, you will, and I personally guarantee that you will at one point. Like it starts off slow as the same way. I was like, okay, yeah, this looks good, and then shit starts happening. Like, oh,
Yeah. I haven't gotten that far into the actual story. Like, it's a very basic, what's going on right now kind of thing. And I know that shit's gonna hit the fan at some point.
yep.
Like, that's totally what's gonna happen. I am pleased. I think so far my favorite moment here, was wandering around and there was a quest marker and I stopped to talk to this crazy old lady standing outside of a house and had to break in and fetch her frying pan for her.
I was gonna say, was it the frying pan?
It's the frying pan lady.
Oh my gosh.
She's crazy. She's all like standing there outside of someone else's house yelling at him because she's outside snooping or something. I mean, it was, I'm going, this woman is crazy and I love it. But I'm really, how do I shave him, by the way?
You get to go see people that can do that
Okay.
in the bigger like city hubs.
Okay. That's kind of, I figured it was just something I hadn't gotten to yet, but I'm like, I am not down with Mountain Man Geralt. So we're gonna have
Kind
to
of weird though. Like,
But you see, like
a
that's
badass
the
fighter
thing.
with a sword. Can't he just do it himself?
With a bear next to him.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
But the thing is, like the frying pan
on a
quest, I mean,
bearskin
that's
rug.
one tiny side quest, and that's what's fun about it because there's, you're just seeing how weird and interesting some of the little tiny fetch quests are and things like that. There's a lot.
Yeah, and I can tell that there are the peasants like to snort at you.
Yep.
And that's interesting to me. Like, what is wrong with these people? They don't like you
Cocaine's a
very
hell of a
much.
drug.
They don't.
No,
like
they
you
don't
very
like you very much because they don't consider you human.
Yeah, you're definitely not a friend. And I've been trying to play a little less of an asshole character. Like, you can tell that the perception is that the Witchers are very
Ostentatious.
something like that. But they won't do anything unless you pay them, and they're kind of rude, and they have their own agenda. You can tell that that's the perception. So I've been trying to like play him as a little bit less of a jerk.
Oh, there's a choice mechanic. Like there's a
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Which is part of it's like, it really sucks you in. You're like, how do I want to answer this question?
Oh, that's all right. I'm
And I know you
intrigued.
like Mass Effect, and like if that's part of why you liked it, then
yeah.
Witcher is gonna scratch that itch too.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say like Skyrim may be for me like one of my all-time favorite games, and it was one of those games where I could just immerse myself and lose myself for like 50, 60 plus hours and just play this game nonstop, and I feel like that's what I wanted with Mass Effect Andromeda because of the whole choices and just the gameplay of it, but it was a kind of a disappointment. So if The Witcher is gonna check off some of those boxes, then this might be.
And The Witcher doesn't have any of, and I've never played Andromeda, but I can tell you right now it doesn't have any of the issues that Andromeda has. It's beautiful, the acting is good, the dialogue is stellar, all of the characters are very well fleshed out.
Nice.
And just to further entice you, Ben, they patched it for the PS4 Pro 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. So you with a nice 4K TV.
It is
man.
beautiful.
I started up a new game just to see what it's like, and I've only got a 1080 set, and it looks even better than it already did.
Well then.
And every time they zoom in on his creepy ass eyes, I'm like, I like you. So
Shave that beard.
I'm just glad to see that you're digging it because if I can make more people play and love that game, then I'm happy.
yeah, it was never a matter of me thinking that I wouldn't actually like it. It's just that time commitment, and now of course we're just going headfirst into like 17 games at the same time because I make good decisions. So send snacks. All right. And that concludes.
I just love this has been like a battle of attrition for Jen to get through the games that she's been playing.
Christ. I have tried so hard, you guys.
Tune in next week as we finish off the final 3 games Jen is playing from last week.
And discover 3 more that she has bought.
Oh, man. It's so sad because it's true. I wasn't even going to buy Mario Odyssey, and then Buddy was in the chat talking about it, and Ben had bought it, and everybody's playing
I was
it.
shocked when, because you bought Witcher like the day before, and then you got Mario. I'm like, what is she doing?
Oh, you bought The Witcher before my
Yes.
man.
Yeah, the order of progression was Crypt of the Necrodancer caught me, and then Last of Us I started again, and then I bought Witcher, and then I bought Mario. I figure that Mario is casual enough that I can pick it up and put it down without too much.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
it's a good, like, if I'm going to go lay in bed and try to fall asleep and make bad decisions again, I'm going to play Mario for a while.
Yeah.
That's you know.
It's a totally different feel. It's the charming, like, quick, let's get a few moons and then kind of toss it away for a few days or a few hours, whatever.
Yeah, it's good though. Like
It is very good.
Everything that I talked about this week, I would recommend. So that's welcome to my life. Moving on. Let's actually talk about something.
Should we talk about our actual
Topic?
setup, or should we give the brief rundown of Bill?
Let's settle Bill before we go forward.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, excuse me. So Oh, by the way, Dan, we have an update of our next attempted raid of what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Special request from a friend.
Okay.
Hashtag Scottish Jim.
Nice. I was worried it was someone else.
No, so we decided to play Destiny 2, and we went through the raid, and it started with a comment or two here and there, and the next thing you know, the whole raid we were just a random rat pack of Bugsy, gangsters.
Meh.
Meh. See, you sleeping with the fishes, yeah. And somewhere through there, we just randomly decided that there was a guy at Bungie who's like in his 60s, but they just keep him around because he's tragically hip, or they just hope he gets to retirement. And that's Bill. And basically everything that's screwed up about Destiny right now, including all of like the weird colors and the shaders and the whole shader idea, and why you couldn't do common sense things of putting certain things together in your like the vault. Mm-hmm. You can do like sort it by rarity or by power level, but you can't sort things that are close to each other so you see if you have the same thing like 5 times. So random things like that you'd think are all common sense items, that's Bill. Because somewhere along the lines, Bill was in charge of these things. And so
damn it,
anytime we had lag or issues where something was off in the raid, like something wasn't taking damage or something got screwed up, like glitchy, God damn it, Bill. So it just went on from there. So after that, like anything that was wrong in the game that we found out or anything that was screwy was because of Bill.
That's awesome. So Bill is 2017's Chris then.
Yes,
exactly.
Bill has taken over from Chris. But we were telling our friend Jim about our raid experience, and he was getting a good chuckle, and he said at one point they had a raid group that was getting together, and they would just get together and try to do flawless raider. Like that was their goal. And so like weeks upon weeks they were doing this, and apparently one of the times they did this, they made him talk in the presence of Sean Connery for the whole thing. So every time that they were going to a planet, he had to do his Sean Connery like Venus, like. So with his permission, we're gonna have to organize a raid where all of us give our best attempts at Sean Connery impressions with him in the party while he's giving his best Sean Connery impression.
Oh god,
knowing that he's
glorious.
Scottish.
This sounds amazing.
So if you want to fire up the Twitch recording that we were trying to do before that was screwed up with all the Bugsy, that Jim says he's in. We just have to let him know and then get that organized.
Yeah, I don't want to miss that. I will. That has to be recorded.
Yeah.
So there we go. So anyway, back to the other topic. That was the quick version of Damn It, Bill.
Which was really much more entertaining than it probably sounded.
Yes. You had to be there. Sorry.
We promise. It was funny. Anyway.
Damn it, Bill.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said anyway 75 times in this show, trying to keep us on track. No, what? No.
I just found my bad news moment. I've had all these horrible moments of rewind to last year. My kid got my PlayStation Network card and punched it on his thing, and it's a sub account of mine, and that screwed up a whole bunch of crap. So he's a sub account of mine, so he can't buy anything. But he's got the PlayStation Network thing on his, so it won't let me put The Witcher with the heavier discount in the cart and buy it on his account. So I have to spend like $10 extra if I really wanted to put it on my account. And I was trying to go see if I could just add funds to his thing, and it's like a whole secondary process of crap. So yeah. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
There you go.
Wrong one. Sorry, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
So I'm sorry. Continue, Jen.
So our actual topic, which is going to make us the spooktacular edition of Hardcore Casuals, we're going to talk about the creepiest or scariest game that we've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not going first because I fought to get through my games. So Ben, I pick you.
Well, Jen, thank you. Let's see. I'd say my scariest. I don't know. Have you guys? I think I may have asked this already. Have you guys ever played Fear? Josh, have you played Fear?
I did not.
Well, Fear was a game. I'm trying to think. When did it come out? 2005, I think. Survival horror. I think it was my first experience with a survival horror, like a first-person shooter. And it's one of those that just incredibly it just mixed everything in a perfect recipe for, scaring the shit out of somebody. And hopefully people who are listening have played this game because it's really hard to describe just how frightening it was with the atmospheric sounds, and the story was incredibly well thought out, but also extremely creepy and, not possible, but, it made you think about things, and you were basically like some super soldier and infiltrating this lab where they experimented on children and, basically made them superhuman, have these psychic abilities that could, explode somebody or take control of somebody. And anyway, but that's
11.
Yeah, but 11. But if 11 was like some demonic,
and I
wanted to kill you all the time.
11 # Scottish Jim.
I know, my brain went there first too. I was like, 11. Oh, right. 11.
Continue. Sorry.
There we go.
Oh, speaking of that, are you guys watching season 2? Because it's pretty amazing.
I'm two episodes in.
Freaking good.
Nope.
I will, but not yet.
But yeah, Fear, I don't know. I haven't played it in a long time. I would say play it, but it's probably super dated. It probably looks awful. It's just, back then when I was actually going through it the first time, the jump scares were done really well. And, it's hard to explain, but that was definitely my scariest. That one and Dead Space. But Dead Space was just, creepy sci-fi, everything, aliens, dismemberment, needles to the eyeball, everything.
Yeah, gross out horror.
Exactly. But that's it for me. Fear. First encounter assault recon.
All right. Well, I know that Dan and I were talking about a few earlier. So, do you want me to go, Dan, or do you want to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, I rolled with a couple different ones here. And actually, what's funny is whenever you said Fear, you reminded me of another one that really wasn't the same, but we'll get there. If you talk about really weird, creepy things, it was kind of hokey, but I really enjoyed the old school, Super Ghouls and Ghosts and, original NES, Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh,
You're just the only person I know who likes those games, because I got the Super NES Classic and I'm like, oh my god, who plays that game of all of them on it?
Me, I used to play that game. You know what's funny? I used to sit down and I would put, back in the golden age of CD players, I had a Alice in Chains album that I would put on repeat in the background, and I would sit around and play that game for hours.
Oh,
I love Alice in Chains, but I don't love Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, it had to be. It was just one of those maddening moments where you finally found the little hidden chests, and you got enough of them to get the gold armor that made all your weapons go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just tried to hang on to that for as much as possible for the rest of the game.
Is that the game where you start off as a knight, and then when you get hit, you lose a piece of armor or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You drop down to your skibbies and start running around in boxers.
Oh.
And then once you find more armor, you can get back in. The first original game for the NES was, you only had one set of armor. So if you had the armor and then you got hit, you went down the boxers, and then if you got hit after that, you died. But if you got armor back, you could get, you're back in your armor running around. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you could get your regular armor, and then you get a green colored armor, which made your weapons stronger. And then you could find a gold colored armor, which made your weapons super strong. If you had the crossbow, the arrows would float around in circles around on top of your head until they found an enemy. Your daggers would be laser daggers, so it would just cut across things through the whole screen. So, bunch of cool stuff like that. And it made the other parts of the game a little easier to play. But man, once you lost an armor set, it was like hell getting it back. So it was just the challenge of it that I was really stuck on. Fast forward a little further in life, the PlayStation, I got stuck on the very first Resident Evil. All of the creepy little music spots and going around the corners, and you randomly find a zombie that's around the corner eating somebody that attacks you. Or what was it? You open up the one room and there's like a giant snake inside of it that you weren't expecting that you have to fight with little room to run.
Oh yeah, I think one of the most talked about scenes was the dog jumping through the window.
Oh yeah,
in the corridor.
Yeah, originally like there was that, and there was like crows and stuff like that were infected running around the inside of the building, and that was like really crazy for the very first Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And they did really well for putting in like those little musical interlude spots where like you kind of knew, you knew something was coming, but sometimes they threw them in there just because it was like a weird, ominous looking spot and nothing really happened. So you got like your defenses up and there was nothing. And then the next time you went down there and the music came up again, you're like, oh, this is probably nothing like it was last time. And then all of a sudden there's like a, giant spider attacking you or something, stuff like that. So that was another one that was really great. Love the crap out of that game. I also just, whenever you said fear and taking over people and whatever, that reminded me of PlayStation 1's Bruce Willis Apocalypse. If any of you guys ever played that.
Can't say I have.
No, can't say I have either.
No,
Chirp.
Is it a creepy game?
No, not really. There was like just weird people being possessed by stuff and these little demon things running around that you had to attack. And you played as Bruce Willis.
Oh.
And you get all the way to the end of the game to fight this boss. And you kill the boss. And then the whatever demon thing that was inside of the boss leaves that person and takes over you. And that's the end of the game. So there's that. And then I will end up with, now I didn't really play a lot of this. It was more watching a friend of mine who was a lot heavier into the game. Phantasmagoria, which was a PC game that was out, mid-90s. Yes. And man, for it being mid-90s, there was a lot of graphical, like, killing gore moments in there. And basically it's just this chick roaming around this house that somehow she got into, and she keeps seeing these images of people getting murdered in this house. Like there's just one where this woman's out in the greenhouse doing something with plants, and this dude just like roams up and grabs this sharp gardening trowel and stabs her in the face.
Yeah.
Yo, I am looking at some of these screenshots, and it is literally like Saw.
Yeah, it is literally like a 1995 computer game Saw. If you want to take Saw and mix it up with a little bit of like 13 Ghosts, where like people are just seeing stuff that's not there, and then but basically like through the whole game you collect all of this stuff to do this this enchantment thing at the end to finally get rid of this phantasm that's out there. But lots of gore, lots of crazy, like weird murdery scenes and gory stuff that's out there. And that really, like, for its time, man, it was a creep fest.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So, I'd go check it out. I know that there's like a 4-hour playthrough that's on YouTube. If you really want to go that far. If you don't want to go that far, there is a 14-minute
most gruesome
diorama of the most gruesome deaths in there. And, man, yeah, it'll just looking at some of that stuff that was on there. For 95, it was pretty out there. So that's my creepy games. I mean, like I said, I'm most of the way or working my way through The Last of Us right now. That hits me pretty well because I'm into the zombie thing and stuff like that. Not so much the slow spattering brain zombies, but more like the World War Z 28 days later, infection style, like chase after you and try to eat your face off zombies that, that's more my speed. So which
Well,
makes
do
me
you
really
guys
want
get
to.
scared easily? Like, do you scare easily when you play games?
No,
No.
and that's often why I don't dig
Right.
a lot of those kind of games, just because I can see them coming.
Yeah, like with me. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
No, well, just because the one thing now that we're on Last of Us, like the thing that I liked about that one, the difference about it is whenever you die, you don't actually see it happen. You see, like they stop a frame before.
Yeah,
Like every gory death is just like it stops at that crucial moment. And
I don't
found
know, man. If you get attacked by the clicker the wrong way, man, they just bite into your neck, and you see them start pulling something out of your neck.
Yeah,
and then you're dead.
but he's still alive.
right. You don't see the
You don't see the
ragdoll.
actual death. You know what I mean? Like if he's about to get torn open or something, you see it. But like they stop just before he blacks out or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I found like effective in just making it even more powerful because it's there's no like one shot kills or anything like that. It's these you just see him suffering at the last second. I found that really effective in terms of how they do it.
Right.
But that's all I wanted to kind of add as a side note.
Yeah. So doing that thing, I'm actually, that makes me hyped up for Days Gone. I kind of want that when it comes out.
Yeah, that it looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? Days Gone?
Yep,
It's a motorcycle gang.
Yeah, the motorcycle
Zombie
gang.
gang.
If you saw E3, they had the playable demo where the guy was just running away from like hordes of zombies.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
I'll shoot you. I'll
Almost
find
like
the
a
link.
river of zombies.
Yeah. It was quite a good one. And they teased us because it's been in the last 2 E3s in a row. So, kind of.
Wasn't it the year before?
Yeah. This past one and the year before, because the year before I was all hyped up, like, oh, this is going to come out. And then like, oh, guess what's at E3 again? And I was like, oh, well, okay, I'll wait some more.
Oh, that's right. I remember now because I did the year before. I did the PlayStation Experience where they had it at a movie theater.
Yep.
And I remember not being. I was like, oh my god, are we serious? Are we not done with zombies? Are we not?
Nope. All right, so it's a battle then. Is it Jen or Dan who's going next? Is this going to be
because mine's going to be pretty brief.
There you go. And then we get
you hit a lot of the ones that I was going to talk about, so it's a two birds one stone kind of thing. The one I want to add, I think it's almost an obvious choice, is Bloodborne. Just it's one of the Souls games in how it works, so you're feeling insecure the entire time because if run too quickly or forget the control scheme for a split second, you're instantly dead, and who knows how far back you go. The whole very Lovecraftian kind of vibe to it in general, like the art style and the enemies that you're fighting, like straight out of a Nightmare, which I really liked. But that's like, I don't have much else to say about it. it's you have to play it. Like I really liked it. It's unforgivingly hard to the point that I ended up trading it in just because I didn't have time to dedicate to it and get the controls. The controls that feel like muscle memory, which I feel like you really need in those games. But every time I see it go on sale, I'm always tempted. My finger hovers over that buy now button, just pick it again and give it another shot. But that's the only one I got that hasn't been mentioned already.
You guys are so brave. So brave. When I played Fear for the first time, I had to do it during like the day with the lights on, people in the room. And the one time I didn't, I was like scarred for life, and I was like I couldn't sleep. I love scary things. I love scary movies. I love scary games, but they last. Like they will, kind of follow me for a long time.
Well, just thinking about all these like, demon and possession and stuff like that. I brought it up last episode, but Onimusha was another one of those ones. Wait.
What's that? What game?
Onimusha.
I don't think I've heard of that one either.
It was Resident Evil meets Japanese, samurai, stuff like that. And starts off Japanese battle. Somebody like archeries their Nobunaga head general guy like through the neck, and then and then randomly these little like demon guys start appearing and taking over people's bodies, and you have to fight them and sword fight them and everything, and you work your way all the way through to the end, and there's all these little like weird demon things that you have to attack that get stronger and stronger as you go along, and you get to the end to find out that old dude that you arrowed through the neck is is like still alive in a demon state, and you have to fight him as the final boss, only to find out that it's like one of those like thriller moments at the end where somebody turns around and they're possessed with the demon thing, and that leads to the second game and the third game, and so yeah,
He was your father all along.
no, not quite. So, brief synopsis: it's a fun game to go play though. So Jen.
Hi.
So, how many games do you have that we can drag this on to another hour?
Jesus Christ. So,
I bet her creepiest game is Luigi Haunted Mansion or something like that. Is it?
It's The Sims.
Do you feel? Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't say it.
It's the Sims
But high five,
Magic
man.
expansion, you guys. The one where you can be wizards and stuff.
That was a great one.
No. So I'm going to possibly left field a little bit here and say Parasite Eve, which did not occur to me until I was actually sitting here listening to you guys talk. But yeah, it's more of an RPG, I think. It was a Square game, wasn't it? I think it was Square. But
I think those were round. They were CDs.
Oh boy.
Oh, I get it.
okay.
Jen has gone silent.
I think it broke her.
I'm fine.
she
I'm
just
fine.
threw the headset over. Damn it, Bill!
Oh, can you say
trying-
"Damn it, Bill" in the Sean Connery voice? That'd be pretty awesome.
Not me, no. I need to practice that before we raid with Jim.
Jen, are you going to keep your old headset so when you have these moments you can throw your old headset?
So I have one to throw.
Oh, that's awesome.
Can't break it any worse than it is. But Parasite Eve always, like, it creeped me out just because the idea of your own cells, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with how that story goes, but it's basically your own mitochondria are, like, mutating and taking over.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
so it creates a lot of mutant creatures running around. So you'll be running around and you'll see something that used to be like a dog, or eventually it progresses and you find people that have mutated with these mitochondria, and it's very grotesque in that way, I guess. Such as anything on the PlayStation 1 could be graphically grotesque, but it was very good. I thought it was a very good game. I played a little bit of the second one, but I didn't get that far. So I think the first one is the real winner there, but I would say that one. My original pick was going to be Silent Hill. The first one is the only one I've played.
Yeah.
Oh
mention
yeah,
that
I
one
forgot
too.
about that franchise.
Yeah. I don't know if the sequels kept that same creep factor or if they would have the same effect on me now, but back when I played the first one on PS1, like, there's a point where you're in the dark world, whatever it was called, and they're in a school. I believe it's a school. It might have been the hospital, but I think it was the school. And there were these little tiny black things that would run around. Like, they would just scutter around and chase you. Freaked me out. Those things specifically freaked me out.
Was it because they were? Oh, never mind.
Ben.
How dare you? How dare you, Jen?
Ben.
I didn't say anything, and you just automatically went. Unbelievable.
Oh, I missed you,
This is a
Ben.
family-friendly show. Damn it.
Oh, God.
The scuttering noises were actually just Bill trying to get the break.
I need my coffee.
You're supposed to be working on the inventory screen, Bill.
I heard there's free donuts in the break room.
So take whatever colors you want.
Damn it, Bill!
I got it. Boxes. It's fine.
They made movies out of the Silent Hill, right? The Silent Hill games?
Yes. They did.
And I think even Resident Evil, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Do they have anything to do with the games now, or was it just like independent
Kind of.
storyline, plot lines?
I don't know about Resident Evil. The Silent Hill ones were kind of related.
The Resident Evil one tried to be related, but there was already enough. Like, the first Resident Evil was kind of just that creepy moment where, like, you stumble across the mansion that was out in the middle of a podunk town, and you find all the stuff that's inside of it because people went missing.
Mm.
And, you know, I mean, you find out that there was a corporation that was doing tests on people, but once you get to, like, the second game, something happened that the test subjects broke out into the city. And then once you get outside of that, it starts being more and more, you know, crazy. And the movies ended up being just more along the lines of like, oh, hey, this corporation tried to do whatever, and then there's just randomly roaming zombies.
Mm.
You know,
Sweet.
so they took the ideal premise of where the game started from like the first 2 to 3 games and jumped immediately to horrible corporation making science experiments of everyone.
Mm.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
But I have one more.
I'm excited.
Possibly the original... No, not even possibly. Definitely the original creepy game for me on the original Nintendo. It's called Shadowgate.
See, I know that one by name, but nothing about it.
Yeah, I want to say it might have been a computer game as well at some point, but I'm not really sure, so don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But it was it's like a point and click type of game. You know, you had like use, examine, take, your little commands, and everything kills you.
Obvious exits are east, north, and Dennis. It's a strong bad Homestar Runner reference.
Oh,
I apologize. Hopefully there's at least one listener that got.
I think if it had been in a Homestar Runner voice, I would have been more inclined to pick up on that. Like, oh,
It's all right, Dan. I got your back, man.
I mean, I used to watch Homestar Runner. It's fine. But you're in this, I think it's a castle, and I'm not really sure what you're doing there, but you start off outside the front gate, and you have to find your way in, and that's where it all begins. You have a torch that slowly burns down, and you have to find more torches as you go, because if your torch goes out, you die.
Oh, God.
If you examine the wrong thing, you die. If you step on the wrong tile, you die. I mean, it's like everything kills you. And it's very puzzly, like you're going through the rooms, and I think one particular example I would give, there's a room with a sphinx, and you think that the sphinx is the main event, and it is, but there's symbols on the stairwell behind it that come into play in another room later. So if you're not like paying attention and looking at everything, then you're going to eventually get stuck. And it's very very atmospheric, I guess, because it's not like there's a lot of action or anything like that. It is point and click, but it was very fun, very good. It was the very first game I ever had a strategy guide for. And I don't know where that strategy guide came from. It was printed off on, or Xeroxed, I think, from somewhere on plain white paper that somebody brought home for me from somewhere mysterious. I couldn't tell you. But my very first strategy guide. And it was a good thing we had it, because some of that stuff, like the Sphinx with those symbols, we never would have known. But it was good because, for example, the Sphinx had riddles, and if you answered the riddle wrong, it would eat you. So you had to get good. You had to know, and you could save. So it was kind of helpful in that way. Like you could save before you did anything, just on the off chance that you died. Because it would be crazy things. You're walking along, and then the hallway would collapse underneath you, and you died. But you would never know that was going to happen because there was no indication that the floor was going to crumble or anything. So, you know, it had its frustration moments too, but it was quite good. And they made a sequel at the very least for the 64. I think that might have been the only other one. It was good too, but not as good as the first one. That's all.
It's so silent.
That's all I got, you guys.
Oh crap! I was muted. Sorry.
Oh,
I was already giving my opinions and my funny moments.
I felt really bad. Like,
oh no!
I drove everybody away.
I'm checking out the screenshot here. I was saying that I was checking out the screenshot here, and I was impressed. I didn't realize that you'd said it. When did you say it came out?
Oh, I don't know. It was on the original Nintendo. Let's see.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
1987. Originally for the Apple Macintosh.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, it reminded me of like Oregon Trail kind of like graphics and stuff. That's pretty cool.
It's along those lines. But yeah, if you look it up, you do a Google search, you'll see the Grim Reaper who appears every single time that you die. You'll see him a lot.
Oh.
It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. There we go. That is a good screenshot for it. Boom. You see,
I gotta say,
nice.
Undertale for me, it was an emotional journey, and that whole like Flowey I don't want to ruin stuff, but that whole Flowey dynamic was very creepy for me.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's just one of those brain teasers, like messes with your brain, you know.
Well, you know, you aren't expecting it.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, we can't really say too much about it, but
man, that opening scene, like when I first started playing,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, this is so cool. What a cool tutorial. It's just so simple and charming and it's okay. You know, it's half endeared and half like, this is kind of basic. And then boom. Boom. Yeah, literally just shatter your entire bubble. And like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Oh, Undertale. So damn good.
It's a good Halloween game. I'd play it during Halloween.
One of my friends, shout out to Mac, who actually gave us a shout out the other day, who one of his kids got dressed up as Sans for Halloween, which is pretty damn awesome.
That's so cool.
Yay! Little Undertalians.
Yes.
Yeah. I was interested to see whenever you posted the picture the other day that Dan, that both of our younger children have the same Halloween Mario costume. So
he's so excited.
And our neighbor is going as Luigi. So
nice.
You need to get that Adele Mario thing ready on your phone. Have you guys ever played Outlast?
Outlast.
For the PS4 and PC.
Didn't we get that for free at one point? I didn't play it, but I feel like we got
one of the free ones.
Huh.
It's
I wonder if
I just remember that one's super terrifying. I couldn't get past like the first 10 minutes.
That looks creepy.
Oh yeah.
There was back in the day, and I know I'm about to go a little bit off topic here, but when I got the PS2, way back when it came out, there was a demo that came with it for a game called Extermination. And I remember that being creepy, but I never heard anything else about it, so I don't know if like it released and then it was the worst thing ever. But the demo was interesting because you were like in some kind of, I don't know if it was a research facility or you're in like a military base or something, and it's like in the Arctic, and you're the only person who hasn't been infected or whatever by this, whatever it is.
Huh.
And I remember I played that demo quite a bit, but I never got the actual game, so I don't know if it turned out to be terrible.
Yeah, that one, Outlast, was horrifying. It's just one of those where like you have to look at everything through your night vision camera, and if you run out of battery, you're
in the dark. Yeah,
you're in the dark, and it's like a mental asylum. So everyone's just hunting you, and you hear things. Oh man, yeah, I first jump scare. I'm like, I'm done. I can't play this game. I had to have a friend come over and play for me. That's not true.
You do this.
Here, fix this for me. All right.
That's why the PlayStation has the share play option.
There you go. Okay. I think, is that it? Is that all we're doing? I think we've been talking long enough today.
Yeah.
I think so.
Derailment the episode.
People have Halloweening to do.
That's true. We got to trick or treat.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys dressing up?
No.
Yeah, it will be, but mostly when the kids steal the show.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about it, and then I was sad to find out that we've gotten rid of the baby sling carrier thing, like, you know, the
Baby Bjorn.
Kind of. So I was gonna joke around. I saw this weird set of costumes the other day, and I was gonna carry around like a 5-pound bag of sugar in there and say I was a sugar daddy.
It's so good.
Yes.
Sounds like something you would do.
Oh my god, I'm stealing that.
I saw something the other day, and I really wanted to find a way to like slide this into the episode, and I couldn't find a good spot for the dad joke moment. So that's going to have to be it. Either that or, well, yeah, I'll just hit you guys with it later, I'm sure.
I approve.
It was more of a question than anything else.
Well, the anticipation is.
Yeah. How long is an Asian name?
How?
How long is an Asian name?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Y'all are racist.
You're welcome.
Y'all are racist.
You know what?
I'm done
if
with
you
y'all.
have made it this far into this episode, thank you for listening.
We love you so much.
We'll see you guys
We
next
wish you a
week.
very scary and pleasant Halloween. Play Last of Us. Peace out.
May the odds be ever in your favor.